whole squad on the mission, you got to listen. We PoPolitickin, it's so dope when it kick in. You can get in where you fit in. We straight PoPolitickin, the whole squad on the mission, you got to listen. You know what this is when we PoPolitickin. My money long like division, I proposition to put a fist in. We straight PoPolitickin. Hey yo, I rise like the sun in the east, running the streets. Same people that was coming in peace, some in the beast on the microphone. It's never a long and hard task. For God, I'm gon' smash they blog and podcast. Introduction to journalism 101 with Pharaoh PoPolitickin, about where I'm from and what I do. What's up? It gotta be good. Interviewing everybody, you know they probably could. Take all the blood, sweat, and tears, working all them years, putting in 10,000 hours. It empowers careers. From the baby and Megan Thee Stallion to Yo Gotti, high as a kite, jet life, currency in the party. With MC Light, J Prince said I rap a lot. Super Saiyan Black Kakarot with a Macintosh laptop in my Apple Watch, smoking Fraggle Rocks. 4 eyes, got more lines and hooks than a tackle box. What? The whole squad on the mission, you got to listen. We PoPolitickin, it's so dope when it kick in. You can get in where you fit in. We straight PoPolitickin, the whole squad on the mission, you got to listen. You know what this is when we PoPolitickin. My money long like division, I proposition to put a fist in. We straight PoPolitickin.
Welcome back to PoPolitickin.com, your home for self-help meets hip-hop. We on YouTube right now. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. 1212. I'm in the place to be with King Issa Ali. How you doing, bro?
Oh, man, I smile way too much to complain, man, and I appreciate being on the platform as big as yours, man. You know, I done heard you. I've been listening to you, man, been checking you out, man, and for me to finally be on your platform is definitely an honor and a pleasure, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I always kind of try to keep some ism on my show, man. Like, you know, it's mostly hip hop. Like I said, we had Gorgeous Dre on here before, Original White Folks, Golden Del Nari. I know you know him, so we
that's my brother. Shout out to Game Organized and Legal, man.
Yeah, we be keeping some ism on here, man. So I'm glad to have you on.
Man, glad to be on, man.
All right, so just let the people know a little bit about you. Let them know your background.
All right, well, my name is King Issa Ali. I hail from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I currently live in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I had a hell of a past, man. I've done everything. I've done all types of different worked all different types of jobs, but I've been everything from a bouncer to I've been a repo man and everything else in between. But what I'm really known for is my parties and my events that I was throwing in the Milwaukee area. Me and my former business partner, we had a product that we were selling, and based around those products, we had different events and all different types of things like that. So I've done things as far as like fashion shows. I've done exotic parties, award shows, and how I ended up getting into the adult industry and the adult scene is I've always had game about myself. You know what I'm saying? I've always, you know, been interested in the dynamics of male-female relationships, but in particular, how pimps and hoes interact with each other. I've always found that to be very fascinating. And just a little FYI, I've never been officially in the game. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give you my story and my background behind that. But me studying and just learning about the game, and one of the things that got me real interested is Michael McRoy, Too Real for TV.
Oh yeah, that's the homie.
Yeah, his DVDs, and I actually got to meet and work with him before he died. But
it's funny you say that, because I was gonna ask you, because I got all the cross country ones, but the one I used to have, I lost it, was the Pimpin' Ken and Pimp C one, and I remember they was in
yeah. I was there. It's funny because I was there for that. Okay. Oh, no, not No, not the Pimp C one. It was Politickin and Pinky. Whenever when they shot their players ball in Milwaukee, I was actually a part of that. And I have a very, very, very small cameo in Cross Country Part 4. You know what I'm saying? Very small, nothing too crazy, but I do have a cameo in there when I was doing
I just
promotion work with Roy.
Yeah, I actually just went back in because I was looking for him because like I said I used to have all of them and I lost them, so I was looking for him. So I had bought all of them like 1 through 5 from his widow. You remember he had his
right.
girl. She actually keeps
shout out to Anna Roy. Me and her are working closely right now.
Yeah, shout out to her. She's keeping it. I was like, man, I respect that shit, man, because we talking about females, man. That's actually kind of I commend shit like that. Like he dead, he passed, but you still keeping his brand alive and promoting him. You don't got to be doing that.
Exactly. It's a funny story too because because I have a podcast. Shout out to it's called the Professional Playboy Podcast. Check it out on Spotify. But I actually interviewed Anna on my platform.
Okay.
And we were talking, and I was just thinking, like, why hasn't anybody taken over, for Too Real for TV? Kind of like, Anna's kind of doing a little bit of stuff here and there, but no one stepped up to actually, do some films or do some interviews or anything of the nature. So I'm just like, you know what? Let me reach out to Anna and have her on my podcast. She reached out, she accepted, and now we're going to be working on the new Cross Country Pimpin' 6 and the Life and Times of Michael Malroy. So we're actually working on a documentary film for him too. So y'all make sure to be on the lookout for that.
I was like, you didn't hear what they were saying on the Cross Country Pimpin' DVDs?
What was that?
Shit, they was out. A lot of them was saying, if you ain't Malroy, don't come around. So a lot of them was putting that out there. They was like, look, this just for Malroy, for everybody else. So that's like, they ain't gonna let everybody get into that shit and really cover that. Like, they let him in. They let him in. So,
Well, here's the thing. You got people like Soft White Underbelly doing it.
Oh yeah.
You got people, you know what I'm saying? You got other platforms that's sitting up there letting them in. But here's my question though, and I've had a conversation with even Golden Delanory about this, and this is no knock to anybody, but this is just a question. For all those that loved Malroy while he was here, how come none of those dudes that were in the film stepped up to take his place or step up to keep Too Real for TV going?
Yeah.
That's just a question. Whatever answer someone comes up with is whatever their answer is, but that's just what I want to know. So I figured, since I've actually met Malroy on a couple of occasions and I worked with him and I really respect the work that he's done, and not only respect the work that he's done, I've studied his work. So I figured if nobody else is going to step up and do interviews and show the game in a positive light, who else better to do it than me? Because I'm coming from an objective standpoint, because again, I wasn't in the game, but I am a student and I definitely respect the game. I got great respect for the game. And I think some of the people that that knew Malroy, people like The Godfather, for instance, I did an interview with him. And somebody like him, definitely the church themselves gave me the blessing. You know what I mean? They told me, man, we love what you're doing. We love that you're trying to keep it going. Move forward with it. And I just had a conversation with him about like a week or two ago, and he was asking me the statuses of the film and where we're going.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up. That's cool.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, I guess I was trying to figure out, because so you were saying like, so how did you, I guess, what made you start studying the game and all that? Like, how did that
Well, the reason why I started studying the game is because I went through a very, very traumatic situation with my baby mama and my daughter. So just to give you a quick background, before I was even thinking about, just being a professional playboy and just being a student of the game, I was a husband. I was married. You know what I mean? I wanted to do the traditional family thing. But you know how it goes, man. You end up choosing the wrong person, and sometimes that shit could bite you in the ass. And it bit me in the ass so hard that it turned me completely away from dating and relationships. So what ended up happening was, after the split of me and her, she ended up taking my daughter to Memphis, Tennessee from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and getting my daughter adopted. I'm not going to go into the ins and outs, but 15, 16 years later, me and my daughter finally have a relationship. So that turned me, and so that really exposed me to the true nature of how women can be. And I just wanted to never get played in that type of situation again. So one day I was in Barnes and Nobles, just checking shit out. And what book stood out to me? I looked, it was The Art of Macking by Tariq Nasheed. No, The Mac Within by Tariq Nasheed. And I look at it, I'm like, man, what is this shit, man? So I look, I get to reading, and I'm not putting this book down. You know what I'm saying? And he's kicking some real shit in this book. And then it turned from there to me getting into these podcasts or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just studying game and everything. And then it went from there to me finding out Michael Maroy's DVDs. And then from Maroy's DVDs, I really wanted to become a pimp. I actually I was like, you know what? I'm finna get into this game. Fuck all these having girlfriends and all this other shit. I'm finna have me some hoes.
Yeah, the name.
But then that's when, man, listen. But that's when Juju, Good Game, Kenny Red, and all these other big time players started. That's when the Fed charges started coming in. You know what I'm saying? And that's when the term human trafficking started coming up. And I was like, you know what? I can't be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Because if I get into this game and I don't have a mentor, if I don't know what the fuck that I'm doing, I'm putting myself in danger. I can't sit up there and pimp just because I seen some shit on some DVDs. I really have to know how to do this shit.
Yeah, that's what
and then, like I said, once I started seeing all that shit happen, I figured, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take the game that I have and I'm gonna apply it to whatever it is that I'm gonna do. Yeah, the money may not be as fast. Yeah, it might not be as glamorous, but I'll be safe. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you something that I tell everybody. Being free is a whole lot better than being pimpish to me. You know what I'm saying? Having my freedom in this system, in this society, is more player than being locked up with a whole bunch of motherfucking males. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to do that. See, I like good food. I like women. I like, all that type of shit, but I'm not willing to put my life in jeopardy behind that type of shit.
Yeah, that's what's up. No, I've been to tell you too, man. I was telling you about when I went to that players ball. So we like just hanging out. We over there by Silky Slim. So all of a sudden, Kenny Red popped up. And that was like, to me, that's like me seeing Jay-Z or Jordan. So I was like, shit. I just froze up. Like, damn, it's Kenny fucking Red.
Rest in peace, Kenny Red, man.
Yeah, I remember him from American Pimp. So I was like, I just like froze up. Like, damn, this fucking Kenny Red right here, shit. Then he ended up passing away like a month later. So that was crazy.
It's funny that you say that. When I moved out to Vegas, I went out to this club called the Blue Martini out here. And Kenny Red was out there. You know what I'm saying? I threw him the deuce or whatever. But he was in VIP. He was with his people, and I didn't want to go up there and bother him or nothing. But I did have one interaction with Kenny Red. It was a distance, and it was a, hey, how you doing? But, I am thankful that I did get to, interact with the man in some way before he passed away.
Yeah, and then I noticed just a part of what I noticed when I went to the players ball. I noticed it's a culture, because I noticed it was a lot of older people, like older P's and the females that's in that, like, and they like they, I guess they just stay in the game, like it's a part of their life. They like, so I was like, damn, like, cause it was one lady, she was about my grandma age, and I was like, I'm looking at her like, damn, okay,
ho, that one of them old hoes, niggas. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but low key. I believe a lot of, we talk about a lot of the older game and everything like that, but I always believe we got to apply old game with new methods. You know what I'm saying? Because I always say that, the old game is definitely something to be respected, but, we can't do shit the way we did it or the way they did it. Let me reiterate on that. Back in the 90s even, you know what I'm saying? Like the 90s, 80s, 70s. We can't do it the way they did it then. but some of the same principles, rules, and tactics still apply now. I always like to give the example of this. What would happen if you took a Windows 98 program and put it in one of these newer computers?
It's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. Same thing with some of the older games. Some of it works, but even with just like anything else, things get updated, things get, you know what I'm saying, upgraded, and you know what I mean?
That should be funny. Like dudes be trying to they be trying to get a girl off the Iceberg Slim book. Like that shit wrote in the fucking 70s.
Great book. There is wisdom in there. But some of the tactics that he was talking about in there, like beating bitches with coat hangers and doing all that that shit is played out. That shit is dead. Nobody's doing that shit no more. Yeah, it's cool for entertainment. And Robert, that wasn't Robert Beck, but I think that was Robert Beck, was Iceberg Slim. But anyway, he was, you know what I'm saying? And his own admittance, he wasn't a very good pimp, but he was a hell of a writer.
Yeah, then I was
you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
No, I was just saying too. Another thing too. You was talking about Tariq. Actually, I think when the first time I heard about Tariq, I was in the Marine Corps, and then the first book I actually did read was The Art of Mackin. I had read the Mackin in too, but The Art of Mackin was the first one I had, and it kind of took me on the journey too, where it made me like I just started studying more and reading more books, and like I got like all the books I can get, and all the documentaries I can get. But then my stepson got all that shit now, so I'm like, man, what he doing with all that?
Man, listen, man, I gotta be perfectly honest, man. I am a student of Tariq Nasheed. You dig what I'm saying? Like he helped me at the very least get the groundwork of my mindset on how to be what I am now. You know what I'm saying? Which I like to call a professional player.
Actually, I started listening to Tariq like shit back in the day, like when he first probably came out with that podcast, the Matt Lessons. Mm-hmm. I was on it then. Now I follow him ever since then. And like I will say, do you even like you know how now he's kind of like on the
yeah, he's on his own conscious thing now, and that's dope. I respect it, but I miss the Mac lesson days. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely miss the Mac lesson days. But you know, just like with anything else, you know, you have to grow, you have to elevate. You know, he has a family now.
Yeah, I be listening to I don't listen to him a lot, but I listen to him sometimes. Rosebud.
Yeah, I'm in and out with Rosebud, but he's definitely one to be respected. And I read his book, The American Pimp. Great read.
Yeah, then actually I was talking about the Players Ball too. Sharp was there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he be doing all right. Like I know I don't watch his podcast a lot, but I know he don't play with them females. They say something crazy, he gonna check them.
Yeah, I'm in and out with Sharp too. But you know, Sharp is there. But one of the things I really respect about Sharp and anybody else that's in the game that's elevated is the fact that they went game organized and legal, man. Basically meaning Politickin said it best. They went from the ghetto streets to the executive suites. You know what I'm saying? They took what they learned and utilized in the game and applied it into a corporate setting, or at least in a legal setting. You know what I'm saying?
What you saying?
No. Go ahead.
No, I was just talking about how you was talking about Politickin. I was gonna say shout him out because he actually got a couple.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's
he got a couple.
You know what I'm saying?
He got a couple books on like Audible and Amazon and stuff. So he actually
I got his books as well. I have an autographed copy of his book.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. He actually be getting, you know, he's actually somebody you can look at, okay, how can I turn this into a brand and business and make it lucrative outside of just street part of it. Like he actually made
one of the things that I gotta respect Ken about, he said something very, very fascinating. He was like, if you can't pimp anything else other than a bitch, can you really call yourself a pimp?
Right.
And I had to really sit back and think about that. I'm like, huh. And he was on I forgot what interview I heard this on, but he was like, you know, if you got a bunch of hoes, if you got some hoes, man, and you know, these bitches is bringing in money, won't you turn them hoe wins into dividends? Meaning, take the money that you're getting from one bitch, buy a property and name the property after the bitch. That way the property is gonna pay you long after that bitch. And when he said that, mine was just absolutely blown. And I don't understand why more people in the game ain't striving to do that.
I was gonna say, man, I don't know if You be hearing what Andrew Tate? You know about Andrew Tate?
Yeah, I know about Tate. I fuck with Tate.
Yeah, he was doing some wild shit, dog. Like, you know, you was finna get arrested for that shit. He had that damn pimp.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Andrew Tate. They're holding. They didn't held him, but they didn't have no charges on him.
Yeah, but to me, I just think he was just talking too reckless. Like then he was like, because he started saying like, oh, so wherever he at now, where he living at now, Romania or something. He was like,
Yeah,
oh,
Romania.
you could do whatever you want over there. You just gotta pay him off. You can't say that shit live on fucking camera. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you basically,
whether it's true or not.
Yeah, you basically forcing them to make a move. So it's like, and then I don't know if you saw that Vice shit he did, but that shit I was like, damn, he kind of like all the shit he was doing. I just think you shouldn't be really showing.
Here's the thing about I take anything that Vice puts out with a grain of salt because Vice is known to twist up stories. You know what I'm saying? To make it seem like something other than what it is. You know what I'm saying? They'll come in on some sheep shit, but they'll really turn into wolves. Right. You know what I'm saying? Make it seem like, oh, we're just here getting the facts and getting the information, but they'll fuck around and they'll twist that information to make you look like the bad guy, which they done with Tate.
Yeah, he already knew they was gonna do that. That's the thing about it.
Yeah. Because here's the thing, I kind of do this. I do the same thing. I'm an OnlyFans manager. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm thinking, if they can do it to him, what's that say about me and my black ass? And he's rich. You know what I'm saying? What they gonna do to my broke ass? You know what I'm talking about? They ain't gonna hesitate to throw me behind the prison, man. So what I say with that is, I think we have to start getting on one accord to fight against the shit that's happening, because a lot of this whole modern day feminism is really, really destructive to the masculine community, in particular the Black male masculine community.
So what you mean by OnlyFans manager?
So basically, what I do as an OnlyFans manager is I take girls and I manage who do OnlyFans. I manage their social media. I manage their inboxes, and I do like text and chat support. So basically, in essence, I'm doing a lot of professional catfishing. So so pretty much, what I'm saying, like, talk to any girl who doesn't even have an OnlyFans, that's like halfway attractive. She posts one picture, she gets a bunch of DMs from a bunch of different dudes. So imagine a girl who's posting a half naked, who's actually posting naked pictures on her post. You know how many inboxes that she's getting, and you know how long he's gonna sit down and respond to each and every one, trying to get some money up out of them. It's gonna take a while. And by you doing that, a girl doesn't have time to focus on other things. So that's where I come into play. So right now, I'm doing chat. I'm chatting, you know what I'm saying, and setting up webcam dates and webcam appointments. You know what I'm saying. So I'm pretty much the liaison between the fan and the model.
That's like, to me, that's like almost like virtual pimping.
Call it what you will, but I call it social media marketing management. You know what I'm saying? And you got, and Pimp C said it best: the game ain't dead; it just moved to the web. And the reason why I don't say digital pimping or anything like that, because you already know the word pimp. The word pimp has a negative connotation unless white folks use it. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to us, we're human traffickers and we're this and we're that. So no, I really do legitimate business. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to say that, you're having sex with all your clients and any of that. No, you're not. You're really just doing some typing. You know what I'm saying? It's work just like anything else. And let me say this. With the line of work that I do, I gotta say that I actually feel bad for the women when it comes to these inboxes, because some of you niggas are disgusting. I'm just gonna come out and say that now. Some of the shit that I see and I hear from some of these dudes in these inboxes with these chicks, I kind of have a deeper respect for what they deal with. See, imagine having to, text back and forth with different clients, and then 8 of these clients just sending dick pics out of nowhere. It's like, oh, goddamn, I don't want to see that. Right. So can you imagine what a bitch got to go through dealing with that shit day in and day out, and she's ignoring it? But the reason why pursuing it or actually engaging with it is because I'm trying to get more money for my client. You know what I'm saying? Have her pay-per-view for as far as like photos and web chat, you know what I'm saying? One-on-one videos, and just different types of content and different types of ways for her to make money, be it feet pics, selling her panties, just finding different ways to market and pretty much just blow up my content creators. Yeah, I hope I answered your question. It made sense.
No, yeah, that's smart, man. That's like very smart.
Yeah, because a lot of let's be honest, man. Just like the game, how you got a lot of girls that need management and that think they can do it all by themselves. Yeah, they get a little money, but they don't get they get more money when they're with a team. Right. Same thing with OnlyFans. A lot of girls think that, oh, I'm real cute, I'm thick, I'm just gonna post me a couple selfies and everybody's gonna be in my inbox. And when they find out that being an OnlyFans model is like being a local rapper, you know what I'm saying? The shit just don't blow up overnight. Then they get to understand it. So I come into play and I just say that, look, all you need to do is create the content. Just post and just make photos, make videos, and give them to me, and I'll post them, and I'll make sure you get all, you know what I'm saying? I'll book all your appointments and do everything on the back end. All you have to do is produce the content. But would you believe that a lot of girls don't even make that happen, are too lazy to even do that? You know what I'm saying? My question is, how is it that it's easier than ever to sell sex, to sell pleasure? Whether, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even have, it's so easy that you don't necessarily have to get on no pole, or you don't have to walk no stroll.
You ain't gotta leave your house.
Turn on the,
You ain't gotta leave your house.
You ain't gotta leave your house. And you still lazy and getting this money, and it's easy money. I mean, it's easy to the fact that the work you do is easy. It's hard, you know what I'm saying? The time that it takes to build everything up, that's the hard part. But it's easy to do. But a lot of these girls are still that lazy. It's just mind-boggling to me. And so, like I said, if I go into a tangent or into a rant, or if I go all off topic, please guide me back, because I have a tendency to do that.
I was gonna say, what you think about we was talking about OnlyFans. I know the old girl, the Catch Me Outside girl, she come out like, that shit was crazy. The day she turned 18, I think they said she made $1 million off OnlyFans.
That's fucking brilliant, because she understood something. She understood that having 1 million Instagram followers means absolutely nothing.
But I think she make $1 million every month now. She make $1 million.
You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. And she understood what's more valuable, 1 million followers or $1 million.
Shit.
You dig what I'm saying? She understood that, just because I got 1 million motherfucking fans don't necessarily mean I'm going to make $1 million. But she understood that even if a quarter of that number come to my OnlyFans and subscribe, I can catch a bag. And then the cold part about it is she ain't even show nothing naked.
Yeah, and then the crazy part, speaking of that, having 1 million fans, I remember they was talking about, I want to say it was Sahidi, but it was like, she got all these followers on social media, but then her album come out and they only get like 3,000 plays, 3,000 sales. Like, what the fuck? You got millions of followers though. You got 3 million followers, 3 million followers.
So having all those followers means nothing if you don't know how to monetize them. Right. So my job is to help you monetize the fans and the customers that you already have. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of girls, they understand the posting, but they don't understand the marketing and the promotion that goes in behind that. They don't understand that, Instagram, the algorithm dealing with Instagram. They just know that 50 motherfuckers that like this post and 100 people commented. That's all they know. And then 1 million motherfuckers is in their DM. But they don't understand that none of that necessarily translate into money if you don't know how to utilize it.
You gotta say, what's the importance of the algorithm?
The importance of the algorithm is to get seen. The importance of the algorithm is for Instagram, TikTok, or whatever platform you using to push your content out to people who need or want to see it. You know what I'm saying? But here's the trick. Instagram knows that you can do it organically, but Instagram's not going to get paid for it. So what they do, so what Instagram and Facebook and these different, social media companies do, make you buy ads in order for you to be seen across the mass platform. See, these they didn't got hip to it. You know what I'm saying? And they see that you can because pretty much all social media is nothing more than marketing space.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's marketing space. But the problem is that most people don't know how to use it outside of just bullshit and scrolling. You know what I'm saying? If they understood that this is a money-making machine in their hands, they treat it and respect it a lot differently. But Instagram knows this. So what they've done is shorten your algorithm to a point that only so many of your actual friends can see your content. You know what I'm saying? So what they're trying to do is push you to buy ads so it can go out to more people.
Yeah, I'd be like, fuck that shit.
Yeah, I feel it, but I understand the importance and the power of it too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like I don't like it had to be like something big I'm trying to promote, but I don't be doing that shit for every post.
No, not for every post, but you take one and you pretty much see one that you feel that's important or that could go viral, and you put your money in behind that and kind of see and kind of gauge what your audience wants to see and doesn't want to see. Right. You know what I'm saying? See, I always and even with us doing podcasts, there's some episodes that don't do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I thought this was a good episode. There's good information in there. It's not that it's not good. It's just that our audience didn't respond to it. Mm. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Versus posts that do well, it was like, oh, well, I didn't really like it like that, but for whatever reason, the audience loved it. So it's just us to understand and be scientists with our content and know that if certain content does well, we need to keep making content based around what the audience likes.
Then it'd be like little shit that we don't be recognizing too. It'd be like, damn, I posted this on a holiday, everybody was off. I posted this one while everybody was sleeping. You don't be thinking about that stuff too.
And how that translates into the OnlyFans, a lot of the models don't take the time to listen and learn all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not saying they're just scatterbrained, but in a lot of cases, they're just scatterbrained. You know what I'm saying? They just want to take the pictures and make the money.
Yeah.
But they don't understand that that's what a million other bitches are doing. And you're not doing anything to stand out from the top 0.1% of creators that's out there that is making money. You know what I'm saying? All the people that are in the top 5% of creators are doing something to stand out. Bitch, what are you doing to be outstanding? A lot of times they're not doing anything. And that's where I come in. I give them ideas, joggers, and things that they can do to, boost their content. But the problem that I run into is that a lot of females now in this age, they want instant gratification. They don't want anything delayed. You know what I'm saying? We live in this microwave-ass society. Everything is instant. Everything from our food, our information, and everything else. See, we forgot the natural order of life and the natural order of things, which is plant, cultivate, and harvest. Bitches want to plant some shit and want to harvest it the next day and don't want to do no cultivation. Even when it comes to something as simple as their OnlyFans. They want to go ahead and, like I said, they want to do the work today and get the results tomorrow. And it just doesn't work like that. And a lot of bitches end up giving up because they don't want to do the cultivating.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if you watch wrestling, but it's a girl named.
I used to back in the day.
Yeah, it's like a new girl though. It's a white girl. Her name was Mandy Rose, and she had the NXT belt, but she didn't have an OnlyFans. She had that shit called Fan Base.
Okay, I've heard of Fan Base.
Yeah, so she was on there and she had the belt at the same time, and I guess she just started posting more provocative pictures, and WWE ended up releasing her. But right when she got released that next month, she made $1 million off that shit. So that's like more than
How
she's
about
making
that?
off the wrestling already. So she like, fuck that wrestling. She just going hard on the
You know what I'm
fans.
saying? And then on top of that, just because the WWE didn't take her, TNA is still around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What is it? NXT?
Yeah. That's the one she
I
got
don't
fired
know.
from. But you talking about
Oh,
AEW.
okay.
AEW. TNT.
Okay.
TNT.
Yeah. Like I said, I haven't kept up with wrestling pretty much since the Attitude Era. Because
Okay.
I got to be honest, after the Attitude Era, it fell off for a little bit. Then from what I see, it's kind of picking back up now. Like
It's all right now.
I'll catch a couple matches and shit like that. I'm like, oh shit, this shit kind of cracking.
Yeah, they got a little.
You know what I'm saying?
They got a little new, like these young cats coming in hard. These niggas coming in like it's like a new, just like sports. You know how like the new class come in and just hella faster and hella stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Because even basketball, you watching basketball?
I don't. I gotta be honest, man. I'm not a huge sports person.
Oh, okay. What you be on?
Well, honestly, I'm a big podcast man. I like podcasts. I like chess. I'm very intellectual, man. I'm definitely a nerd. So, like, put it like this: is the Super Bowl is gonna be on it, man. And the only reason why I'm watching it, or I'm gonna be around it, is because it's the Super Bowl.
I want to see Rihanna.
If it had been any other thing, man, I'd have been like, man, turn on a documentary, or you know what I'm saying? Turn on something else. I'm in love with learning, and I'm also big into fitness. Like I really like working out, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like actual sports and watching it, never really been my thing.
What podcast you be listening to?
Shout out to Mac City. You know what I'm saying? Mac City. I fuck with who else have I been on real tough lately? I like Freshie Fit. They pretty cool. There's some things I dislike about them. It is what it is. Shout out to We Need to Talk. Dr. Obi, I think his name is Dr. Allen. We Need to Talk. I fuck with your podcast, the PoPolitickin podcast. You have great interviews on there. I fuck with Mia Obsidian Ali. He's a good podcaster. And there's a lot of other cats that I'll be messing with. Oh, shout out to Pentagon, which your mama should have told you. I fuck with his shadow real too.
There's a lot of them now. Shit. When I started like 2008, it wasn't that many. Now it's like shit. It's a hell of a podcast now.
Yeah. Dope.
Yeah, I think I'll be listening to Tariq sometimes. Shit, sometimes I listen to that's about it. Shit, I don't be listening to many people shit. I'm like how the rappers be talking about it. Be like, I can't listen to nobody else shit because I don't want to bite them. That's what I be saying.
And I've never understood that. You know what I'm saying? Now, and I understand. I get it because it's a creative thing. You kind of want to come from your place on, you know what I'm saying, your creativity and bring it to the world. But my thing is, I get inspired by everything else. You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid to take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and a little bit of this and make it into my own.
Oh,
key phrase, make it into my own. You know what I'm saying?
Man. I forgot to say this, dude. The main one I be listening to right now, I ain't gonna lie, I be listening to Academics. I like what he be doing, cool. Man. I like what he be doing. Like I just like just not on the other shit. I'm gonna say as far as just how much work he be doing and how much he be covering. I be like, God damn, he be working. Cause I thought I used to be working. So I'm looking at this nigga, I'm like, this nigga fucking stream for like 5-6 hours a day. I'm like, God damn. I'm just like, this little dude be working. But I mean, some of that shit he be saying be wild, but just the work ethic.
It's probably for shock value and shit like that. Yeah. But nonetheless, he's got a successful platform, and I'm looking to be just as successful, if not more than Academics and the rest of the great ones out there. But again, I had to kind of find my lane with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, damn, I want to do a podcast, but because Tariq Nasheed was one of the first podcasts I was listening to, the Mac Lessons Radio Show. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't take some things from his platform and how he does things and incorporate it into mine, because I'm a student of it. You dig what I'm saying? But it's not the exact same platform, and I'm not covering the same topics. You know what I'm saying? Like, my podcast is more game related and game oriented, and it's to show people the lifestyle, good, bad, right, and wrong in all its entirety. And you know what I'm saying, in the forefront.
Yeah, I meant to ask you too. You never listen to Boss Mac?
Boss Mac Topsoil. I'm glad
That's my
you said
homie.
him. Shout out to the
right
Boss
there.
Mac, man.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's the homie. He been doing it.
Shout out to the boss. I was supposed to, it's funny because I was supposed to interview him, but for whatever reason, the interview fell through. We didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't respond back for whatever reason, but I still want Boss Mac on my platform. That dude is a museum of game as well.
Yeah, I used to listen to him. I interviewed him one time, but I used to listen to him a lot. Like, it was like him, Tariq. Now, I don't know if you ever heard a dude named Mr. No Good and Payroll.
I remember Mr. No Good. Oh
Mr.
yeah,
Wild,
I definitely remember Mr. No Good.
Yeah, those
Mr. No
got me started.
Listen, Mr. No Good was a gem. Like, if you knew, you knew. You know what I'm saying? Not too many people was on that No Good, but he had some shit.
No, he did a couple. He came back and he did a couple episodes on YouTube.
Yeah, he was on YouTube for a little minute, then he kind of disappeared again.
Yeah, I hit him up and asked him what's up, but he ain't hit me back, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I hope all is well with him, man. Shout out to Mr. No Good. And he was funny as hell, too.
Yeah, then that's what I'm saying. So then I started, because when I started listening to him and Payroll the Pimp was beefing. Because, I remember Payroll the Pimp from American Pimp. And they was beefing. This shit used to be funny as hell.
I think the funniest internet beef was Tariq and Payroll. That shit was classic.
Which one you said again?
Tariq Nasheed and Payroll the Pimp.
Oh yeah.
That was classic. That was classic podcast material right there. That was one for the ages. I still go back and listen to both their roles. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was hilarious to me. Anytime I want to be on some niggatry, I definitely go listen to that. But I think one of my favorite podcasts has to be the Mac City Limits podcast, hands down. Like, shout out to the Fat Mac Boss Oil and Tony Maceo. Like, them two, man, I don't know if you've ever heard any Mac City Limits podcasts, but it gives you a whole nother perspective on how this dating and relationship shit work.
Mac City Limits.
Mac City Limits. You can find it on, like, a lot of the episodes are on Patreon now, so you go to Patreon, but it's a Mac City radio show on YouTube. Now he's the Philosopher King, but yeah, Mac City and the whole power trick philosophy. Oh man, listen, it is some cold golden game.
Do you like? Were you a fan of Kevin Samuels?
I am. And you know what I wasn't a fan of? I wasn't a fan of all the black women that laughed at him when he died. Because at the end of the day, he may had a different way of showing it, but he had a lot of love and respect, and you know what I'm saying, for black people in the black community. And all he wanted to do was see black love be great again. And when he died, the women laughed at him. If not, no. They celebrated. You know what I'm saying? And that goes to show me how lost in the community we are. So I actually got a question for you. So with the rise of people like Kevin Samuels, Fresh and Fit, and all that, what do you make of the gender war between men and women nowadays?
Mm-hmm. What do I make of it? I think it's created by the media. So we gotta just look past it. It's created by the media. Like, the media is the one creating the gender war. That's how I look at it.
I don't think the media is creating it. I honestly think the media they're definitely fueling the fire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that. They're definitely fueling the fire. But in the Black community, there is a lot of underlying issues that go on and that we don't like to talk about. And I believe for the longest time, women had the microphone for so long. You had shows like Oprah, you had movies like The Color Purple, Stella Got Her Groove Back, and all these shows depicting Black men not being shit. You know what I'm saying? What was that one with Whitney Houston and Angela Bassett? What's that shit?
Waiting to Exhale.
Waiting to Exhale. That movie was all about how Black men ain't shit. But now what it is that we as Black men, we have a platform. Now we have the mic. Now we can speak. You know what I'm saying? Now we can tell our side of the story. And what I think it is that a lot of women don't like what it is that they're hearing. They don't want to take accountability. Why do you think so many men are getting past? Like, me personally, I have a passport. I like to call myself, I'm not a passport bro. I'm a player with a passport. It's a big difference. I was getting women long before I had a passport. You know what I'm saying? But why do you think so many men are running off and going to these other countries, even if it is for sex tourism? Had a buckwheat moment there. Even if it's for sex tourism or to find a traditional wives, why are they going out? Why are they doing this?
Yeah.
There's got to be some type of reason on why they're doing it. And here's the problem. Nobody wants to ask the question why. We just want to fault Black men and say, oh, they ain't shit and they can't handle women from this country. We want to place the blame on them, but we never want to ask the question why.
So why? I asked the question.
Well, I'll answer the question with a question. What's been your experiences with the Black women in your life personally?
I had it both ways.
The ones that you've dated. Let me clarify that. The ones that you've had sexual interactions with, or at least you wanted to have a sexual interaction with.
Yeah, I'll say for me personally, though, I had it both ways. I dated. I'm with my wife now is Black, but then I had a wife that was foreign. So the Black one I actually enjoy more because I just feel like more connection with them. I can relate more. Like, especially when all this Black Lives Matter shit was going on, I'm trying to relate how I feel as a Black man. You say that shit to, like, they can do that passport bro shit all day, but when you talking to them about Black issues, they don't know what the fuck going on. You can act like you know, they act like they know what's going on, but they're not gonna know. Only person that's gonna understand you is a Black woman, because that's where you came from at the end of the day.
I agree.
So I think
I agree.
Yeah, look what I said. So I like it. I like being a Black woman. Like, I know, like, you get the like, you know, I'm strong. You get that shit. So I always say too much, but I know.
You put it like this, man. More often than not, our women are preaching and speaking that they don't need a man.
Yeah.
Particularly us. And you know what? After Black men hearing that shit for so long, you know what they're saying? Okay, we hear you. You don't want us? That's fine. I'm going to go get my passport and I'm going to go where I'm celebrated and not tolerated.
Yeah. But I'm saying...
The problem is... Go ahead.
I was going to say, but like, so are you hearing that? Like, okay, that's me about Black women I interact with. So are you hearing stuff like that from the Black women you interact with? Or is it just
You're goddamn right. I hear it all the time. I hear it all the time. Listen, I love Black women. And I've only dated Black women. You know what I'm saying? So I know them. I know us. You know what I'm saying? And if it hasn't been a woman that I've directly dated and had sex with, I've heard it in her vicinity. Yes, I hear, I don't need no nigga for shit. Only thing a nigga good for is paying my bills. You should see how many niggas I see get played for free meals and free dates and shit like that. You know, and a lot of Black men are just tired of it. They're tired of it. Are there good Black women in the mix of that? Absolutely. There are amazing Black women. But the problem is that they're standing too close to the vicinity of the bitches that ain't shit. And there's this unspoken sisterhood and bond where them hoes get to lock in arms when you say something bad about one. Because if you say, man, and a lot of black women, you know, got slick mouths and attitudes, what you gonna hear one say? Not all.
I would say,
well, of course, bitch, not all of them. I ain't talked to all of them. I'm talking about all the ones I've interacted with. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of combativeness, it's a lot of disrespect, and it's a lot of independent mindset. But the problem is a lot of that shit is coming back to bite them in the ass right now. You know what I'm saying? Let's even take it to the game. You know what I'm saying? You know how many bitches I hear talking about they want to be renegades and they don't need no folks and they don't need no guidance or no order for nothing? Talk to any authentic pimp. Don't take my word for it, because I ain't in the game, right? Talk to any authentic pimp. Talk to Golden, Illinois, and you'll hear him say, you know what I'm saying, about all the renegades that are proud to be renegades. They're not getting out the game to be with some folks and, you know what I'm saying, be happily ever after in the game. No, they want to turn up with their renegade buddies and not have no responsibility or no accountability for nothing.
I was gonna say,
so that's in the game. You can only imagine how it is in everyday relationships.
I was gonna say, what makes it, because you saying the black women are like this, what makes it like what other races won't be like that?
I'm not saying, see, I can't speak for that because I don't date any other races. So I can't say for sure if they're like that or not. I can only say about my experiences with black women. I'm sure there is bitches in other races that do it. But I don't believe, and of course I say believe, that a lot of bitches from other races do it as much as our women in our community. Or at the very least, they don't promote it the same way that our race does.
Yeah, shit, because they be shit. Like, even them passport bros, man, they be getting, they don't know them bitches be just getting with them for the citizenship. Shit.
That very well could. See, listen, I'm not saying the passport is an end-all, be-all. I'm just saying it is a viable solution.
Yeah, Tariq actually was talking about it. He said that shit, he said them niggas just be low-budget tricking.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, but at the end of the day,
tricking on the budget. That's what he said, tricking on the budget. My bad. He said tricking on the budget.
So what?
Yeah.
So what? Listen. At the end of the day, I don't knock nobody for getting it however they get it. That's their business. You know what I'm saying? If they want to get it by tricking, God damn it, get it by tricking. But know what it is. Understand what it is. You know what I'm saying? Know that you're tricking. Admit that you're tricking. And I'm not saying there's a problem with it. I'm just saying call it what it is. It's kind of like bitches here in America will sit up there and say, I don't date, well, they will hide prostitution under the guise of I don't date broke niggas. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you don't date broke niggas. I get that. You have every right to do that. But let's call it what it is. It's a transactional relationship. Same thing with the passport bros. Some of them are going overseas and finding real good wives. But a lot of them going overseas to trick on bad bitches, and I don't see nothing wrong with either one.
Then we think about
see. Here's the thing: when bitches go to Dubai, Barbados, Jamaica, and all these and do all these other girl trips and get dicked down by these dudes out there, you know what I'm saying? Them big long dreadlock niggas out there.
Yeah.
Nobody says anything. Nobody is saying anything. But the minute we go over to overseas and have our fun, now all of a sudden we labeled as child predators, and you know what I'm saying? We got all these weird ass names with us.
Hey.
But white folks been going overseas forever, tricking on bitches, and no one better than I. It's only when black men go and do something for themselves to make them happy, where they want to have a peace of mind and happiness. Now all of a sudden it's affecting black women. And see what I kind of think it is. You know why I think a lot of these bitches are mad? Because these bitches are out here fucking who they want to fuck, but using these niggas who go overseas, these so-called passport bros, as backup options. And they're seeing that their backup options are no longer tolerating the shit that they're dealing with.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing, I'm just going to come out and say it. There is no such thing as free pussy. Let me say that again for all your listeners out there. There is no such thing as free pussy. You're either going to pay immediately or you're going to pay in the long term. One of the two. You know what I'm saying? Can you get short-term gratification and short-term sex for free? Yes. Yes, you can. But in the long run, if you keep dealing with that woman, you're going to go in your pocket in one way or the other. So I say all that to say this. Whether you paying a bitch phone bill and she giving you some pussy, or you going overseas to buy it for a little or nothing, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to get mad at. But the problem is that a lot of these bitches are sitting up there getting mad because when they get done doing what they do and they get done with all their fuckery, they don't have the backup nigga no more. The cleanup man ain't there. The good niggas who playing stepdaddy, yeah, them niggas ain't there no more. Like, bitch, I'm not raising you and your kids from another nigga. You know, motherfuckers are starting to wise up now. You know what I mean? And bitches are scared of that. So instead of saying, hey, you know what? Let me change my ways. Let me become the wives that you want us to be. No, fuck y'all niggas. I don't need y'all. I can do this by myself. Okay, well, do it by yourself. Right, I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, man, but I got another interview on the way, so we're gonna have to wrap this up. We're gonna have to go and do a part 2 eventually.
Hey, man, anytime you want to, man, I'd be honored and pleased to do it, man. And again, I am on the platform where hip-hop and personal development combine together to make me greater, man. And I want to say, Po, I appreciate you, my guy. And I look forward to being on your platform, and I look forward to you being on mine. Because I definitely want to interview you and you know what I'm saying, know your story and how you got into doing whatever it is you do.
All right, for sure, man. Anytime.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. With that, follow me on Instagram at King Issa 7, KINGISA, the number 7. Follow me at Playboy Pro 414. Again, that's Playboy Pro 414, and that's on TikTok as well. Ladies, be on the lookout for my new book, Sexy Side Hustle, 69 Provocative Ways to Get Paid. I'm going to be giving you a detailed list of different ways you can get paid in the sex industry that's both legal and safe. You dig what I'm saying? And again, for the fellas, I do consultations. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up on Fiverr, or you can just hit me up on my DMs, and I can give you information on whatever situation that you're going through. And if I can't give you the news you can use, I can direct you somebody that does. And with that, man, game bless, God bless, man, and PoPolitickin again. I appreciate you, man.